Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
Oh, here we go. Let's get right into it now with the one and only Bill O'Reilly. Julie Gunlock, it's Bill O'Reilly. We love talking to Bill O'Reilly.
Very exciting.
And he loves talking to us because, I'll be honest, and Bill, I think that you'll confirm this, we sell books.
Yes, and I couldn't sleep last night looking forward to this. Larry and Julie, good morning. How are you?
Oh, great. I got the image of Bill O'Reilly lying sleepless in his bed thinking about me. Wow.
Well, it wasn't exactly that way, but I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you. Well, we always enjoy our conversations. Bill, you've got a new book out. It's called Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst. And I got to tell you, talk about timing is perfect because you lay out why Stalin was evil, why Hitler was uniquely evil, the Ayatollah Mao Zedong, because these days in our political discourse, if you disagree with somebody on, tax policy or law enforcement, you're Hitler. And we've dumbed down the idea of this evil, horrible entity that was once writing terror across our planet.
And certainly trivialized it. So the timing of the book, as somebody said last week, to me is haunting. Yeah. It comes out Tuesday, 1 week ago. And then on Wednesday, I wake up and Putin's lobbing missiles into Poland, unbelievably dangerous. Yeah. And then a few hours later, Charlie Kirk is assassinated. And all the people I know are looking at me, and I go, listen, I'm not Nostradamus. These books take a year to put together and get into print. I did know, though, last year at this time, that there was a rise in evil. I could see it as a historian. It wasn't as bad as the 1930s, when that, in modern times, was really the evil era after the Depression. And you saw the totalitarian governments in Germany and Italy and Japan and Spain and on, and basically deprive all their people of rights and then try to expand. The result was 100 million people dead in World War II. So I said, I'm seeing a rise of evil, and let me get into it. So we wrote the book. Now, the key to this whole thing, the key to understanding evil, is to know the simplicity of what it is. If you hurt another human being without any reason, you just hurt that person, you know you're hurting them, you feel no remorse in doing so, that is an evil act. And if you do it over and over, then you are evil. I put the number of evil human beings on a planet at 15%, which is a hell of a lot of people.
That's terrifying.
Yet in our country, many, maybe perhaps most of the population, does not want to even consider evil. They turn away.
Well, and Bill, you mentioned these people, obviously Stalin, Hitler, Mao Zedong, but what we're seeing after the Charlie Kirk murder, the assassination, is what we like to say are normies, school teachers, nurses, doctors, people that we like to say have normal jobs, celebrating this, cheering this, going on TikTok and on Instagram and cheering this. It's so chilling. I have to say, what my reaction to that 15% was, yep, I think you nailed it.
Well, I had a forensic psychologist on the No Spin News last night, which is my radio and TV broadcast all across the country. And the man said, listen, a lot of people have terrible thoughts, but they don't act on them. They control themselves, but they think terrible, awful things in a variety of ways. But social media has now elevated those thoughts into action for the mentally ill. Now, if you're mentally ill, that doesn't excuse your behavior. You know what you're doing. The person who slaughtered that poor woman on the bus in Charlotte, the guy who killed Charlie Kirk, the person who almost killed Donald Trump, all right, they knew exactly what they were doing. But they were so damaged that they did stop themselves. They did not. Mm-hmm. So I wasn't surprised, Julie, when I heard about academics, and I think the list is up to about 50 people who have been fired or suspended from their jobs who were cheering on the death of Charlie Kirk. But if you step back and you look at how horrendous that action is, it's an evil act. I mean, you may not be evil. You might have made a mistake by cheering on this assassination, but it's evil because you got his family, his kids, little kids, and the victim's family. They're finished. That's what evil does. Evil spreads out, and anybody associated with evil gets hurt. So the thing about it is, if these people made a mistake, then like Stephen King, the writer, all right, he apologized for doing what he did. But his pattern of behavior over the years is fairly hateful.
Right.
And I don't know why these people carry it to that extreme. I really don't know why. But they do, and the social media helps them do it.
Bill O'Reilly is our guest, and his book is Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst. By the way, you really should check out Bill's YouTube channel and the content that he continues to produce on YouTube. Regular streaming content, which is very professional, by the way, and, well, it's Bill O'Reilly, after all. Bill, in research, first of all, quick question. Do you find, as you talk about this book, that there is a generation coming out of our public school system and our universities that don't really know the full truth about Stalin and about Hitler and about Khomeini and about this evil? This really isn't – Mao Zedong is not really focused on very much in our public school systems, after all. And I think, frankly, in my opinion, it's because the Marxist socialists who run our schools and educate our educators, in their heart, they sort of agree with the, oh, sure, he broke a few eggs, but we do like that omelet that he was trying to make.
Well, I mean, the public school system in general, not the elite schools in the really swanky neighborhoods, they function all right. But I say most public schools, and I'm a former high school teacher, they ignore history. They don't want to. There's a large percentage of high school students who don't know anything about the Holocaust. They don't know anything about it. They might have heard about it somewhere, but they don't know what happened. And when I write any of my books, we are the best-selling nonfiction authors in the world. I make it so everybody, if you can read, you can get through this book. It's not 800 pages of Mark Twain. I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. Here it is. The guy who did this. And I couldn't find any women, Julie. I looked. I figured, I got to do one woman in this book. I couldn't find one woman throughout history.
Larry, do not offer. Larry's about to offer.
I've got some suggestions.
Larry's got a secret list. I understand.
Can I co-author the sequel here? I'm ready for it, Bill. You know what? I'll send you an outline. Trust me.
All right, but I tried. I didn't exclude.
Well, Bill, honestly, I'm going to send you a note about some Northern Virginia ladies that might fit the bill.
Wow. Julie's neighbors. No. Once again, the patriarchy wins this round. Bill O'Reilly, get his book, Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst. I do worry, though, Bill, are you getting soft in your old age? What does it take at this point in your career to have you call someone a pinhead? Because I've tried a couple of times here, and you just haven't done it.
Yeah, because of the seriousness of the age, I'm kind of pulled back a little on the invective, but I can still get there. Okay. But you really have to annoy me. You're asking me a funny question, but it's a serious question. I'm not in the ideology business, and a lot of people misinterpret that because of my 20 years plus at Fox News. That's not what I do. I'm in the fact-finding, problem-solving business. And I was summoned last week to go to meet with President Trump at Yankee Stadium in 9/11 game. And the invitation came at the last minute. But I knew that he wanted that there was something on his mind. And he summoned me, 4 or 5 times since he's been elected for private conversations. And it was Putin and it was Charlie Kirk. And the Charlie Kirk thing was particularly interesting because Trump was very emotional. He didn't show it. He never does. But he was very emotional about it because that was identical to what happened to him.
Yes.
Identical. Yes. And it was a millimeter, okay? And it was like you opened that door again, his experience. And then, we discussed, okay, you're the leader of the free world. You obviously have to set, some kind of bar here about this behavior. It's up to you. You're the president. I don't ever tell any president what to do. I said, but you need to think about it in the sense that the nation wants to hear from you. And then the next day he's appealed for calm. He did point out that the shooter's family, which I thought was good. But he also said, listen, there are organized groups in this country, well-funded, that are driving hatred, and we're going to take a look at it. And I applaud that. Unlike the network news people, how can you do it? No. If there are organized groups funneling hatred into the internet, and we don't know, it's called dark money, we need to know. So anyway, I just threw that in.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, and it really does sort of bring everything into perspective, and that's why you're the professional that you are, and I'm just the stupid morning guy in D.C.
No, I wouldn't denigrate yourself. We can do that,
Pinhead.
Larry. You don't have to do that to yourself. Julie and I will handle that.
Thank you, Bill.
I love Bill O'Reilly.
Thank you, Bill. May I have another?
Thank you, Bill.
Good to talk with you, Bill.
Quoting Animal House, everyone.
Get his book, everyone. Confronting Evil, Assessing the Worst of the Worst by the legendary Bill O'Reilly. 8:18 now.